Why you dey buy fake product, yeah? Make you dey careful.
We have power to prosecute, to go to court. We have power to convict people. Those people who are doing bad, if you let us know, we'll take care of them.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It's fake.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It's bad.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It hurts.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It destroys.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It kills.
You should know where to go. The SOS.
Mixed feelings have continued to trail the rainy season as torrential downpour takes its toll on substandard roofing sheets in the country. Updates on what the Standards Organization of Nigeria is doing to check the proliferation of substandard electric fans in our markets in focus. A warm welcome to Nigeria's public enlightenment program on product quality and safety, reaching you on this station at this time every Mondays at 6:30 p.m. My name is Ifeyinwa Okonkwo. Sit back, relax, and I'll be back shortly.
I want a situation where in the future, when you see a son person, either in your market or in your shop or on the street, you bring him close to you and say, "Welcome, come, beer, let's talk." Because it's your brother, it's your friend. But I cannot be your brother if you don't know I'm interested in protecting you. Like they say, Onyewete son, Veterando.
Welcome to the world of standard and quality, where we offer you information on product safety and quality. The program is Standard and You.
Choose life and live. Buy original. Be original. SON.
The program you're watching is Standard and You, your guide to product quality and safety. It is an initiative of the Standards Organization of Nigeria to empower you, the consumer, and Nigerians with useful information to help you make the right decision whenever you purchase goods in the country. For quite some time now, some residents in major cities across the country have been contending with substandard roofing sheets. For this category of people, the rain is far from being a blessing, as they lament over the disturbing effect of their leaking substandard roofing sheets. Standard and You in this report examines the situation against the backdrop of what the SON is doing to sanitize the industry.
Rain is nature's gift to man. It's a source of fresh water, highly essential for human life. It also provides water for plants to keep the land green and fertile. Naturally, the sound of raindrops has a calming effect and creates a pleasant atmosphere, but not when you have a leaking roof.
We always put plastic on the ground every time. We cannot go out without putting plastic on the ground. Before we can see roof leaking, it's very hard. All the material they are using now is not good like before. In older days, they are using all these roofing metals, very original one. But now they are using fake.
Very damaging and annoying sometimes. Because the rain might start probably in the middle of the night, which you don't expect. Your load are there, your family are there.
Whenever it wants to rain, you see those affected running a tasketer, just to make their way home and to make sure the leaking roof doesn't spoil anything.
You have your heart in your hands whenever it's raining, because there's nothing you can do. If everywhere is leaking, there's nothing you can do. You just to pack some damageable something, you put them aside, cover them.
Roofing sheet is an all-important building material fixed to the top of building, especially to protect it from the impact of harsh weather such as rain and sunshine. Aside providing protection, the roofing sheet adds beauty to a house through various designs and colors such as aluminium roofing sheets and stone-coated roofing sheet.
The modern ones nowadays is what we call the stone-coated step tiles roofing sheet. They are like steps They arrange them like step. Why is it stone coated? It's because it has been finished with a kind of fiber, coated fiber, that immediately you use it in your roof. Even the noise of rains falling on your roof cannot be felt. That is number one advantage. Number two advantage is that it has ability to radiate heat away much, not which absorbent like the long span aluminium and the zinc and the asbestos roofing sheet.
The process of producing roofing sheets begins with collection of raw materials, which in this case is 100% scrap of metals sorted in the baling section.
See, this place is called as raw material section, or you can call it baling press area. That is the place where we receive the rolling scrap, okay, which is used for producing the roofing sheets as well as circle.
We see scavengers. Some of these malams at times they come to your backyard and be picking aluminium, so they bring it here.
When the impurities have been removed, it comes out in a fine solidified form, which is treated again to get desired thickness in plain or embossed form. However, there are certain quality parameters guiding the production of roofing sheets, top of which are strength and thickness.
Plain aluminum, one, as you asked in the beginning, thickness. We follow sound standard of 0.40 minimum, and what thickness customer wants, higher side. Most important is UTS, ultimate tensile strength, where it is clearly defined on SON manual standard that it should be greater than equal to 175 Newton per millimeter square. Basically through optimum annealing cycle, there only we decide, and through optimum alloying. Plain coil, for color also there are some parameters. We call something called the color durability, which we decide in the oven, optimum baking, and also color. One is durability, means the color remains same shade. Another is color adhesion. So these are the two parameters for color. One is durability, one is adhesion.
We have compositional analysis testing, we have profiling for different production lines. So those tests also have their quality expectations. So the products that are not meeting up to the expectation are being held by the quality assurance department. Then we will now give disposition of what it should be used for. Either it should be remelted or it can be converted to another use.
While there's been complaints on the short lifespan of roofing sheets and leakages exposed by rainy days, experts say aluminium roofing sheets should last over 2 decades but may not stand the test of time due to poor quality, natural physical damage, and installation defects.
Maybe the carpenter that do the roofing does not do it properly, or there are so many inferior material in the market. So when you do it, it doesn't last, so the roof starts leaking again.
Generally, aluminum roofing sheet is supposed to give you around 20 to 25 years life. And if people go up, there are trusses made. They should step on the truss. If you step in between, it will damage. Those are installation procedures and damage arising out of that.
For local manufacturers who are being guided by SON standard, proliferation of substandard roofing sheets imported into Nigeria is a daunting challenge affecting the growth of their business.
Nigeria has got a very beautiful import duty structure, very well structured, value addition wise. If you want to buy raw material, 0 duty. If you want to buy plain aluminum coil, 5%. If you want to buy color aluminum coil, 35%. It's a very well defined. But unfortunately, it is not implemented properly. People find their way to get things in, and we are not able to compete with them. And as I told earlier, those goods, many of them, we have checked ourselves. The UTS is much less than the standard of Nigeria. Thickness is much less than the standard of Nigeria. Even the paint coating, we maintain around 18 micron. Theirs is 8 to 9 to 10 micron, 8 to 10 micron. So in all the aspects, we are basically depriving the end user. Raw material, which I did not touch, which you do maximum value addition. You have seen melting, casting, hot rolling, cold rolling, annealing, slitting, color coating. our value addition almost 50%, almost. Whereas there are many organizations here, they just melt and sell out the ingot. In money terms, if I say, when you export the ingot, you earn $2,000. Okay, but when you import the coil, you give outside world $2,800. That's a loss for the government, right? If you do value addition here, it is better.
Worried by the importation of substandard roofing sheets, the SON has embarked on several seizure and destruction and still exploring ways of ensuring total compliance to standards.
We are on constant market surveillance as far as roofing sheet is concerned, because it has become a major concern for most people now. We have received serious complaint on roofing sheet. That is one. Two, we are combing the nooks and crannies of Nigeria as much as we can cover within the minimal resources available to us. Because if we are to go to, say, Anambra State to check every nook, you know, some factories serve, some places they put such things are inside the thick bush. So you get some information, you need security and all that to be able to go there to check what is inside the warehouse. You understand? So it costs a lot of money to comb everywhere possible. When we get information, that is why we are appealing to Nigeria. If you know something, say something. We are not ghosts, we are not spirit, we can't be everywhere. We are not everywhere. So we need Nigeria to help us to give us information. Even when you are not sure, anonymously give us the information. We'll go and check what you are talking about to see whether what you are saying is true or not. We do that. The standards, the requirement of the standard when it comes to thickness is 0.4 mm. That is base metal thickness. 0.4 mm. Base metal thickness before coating. It means if you coat, you are going to have something higher than 0.4 mm. So if you have anything below 0.4, you know it's already a bad product in the first place. So as a buyer, you can insist, please, do you have anything for me to check the thickness of what you are giving to me? You can even check. If it is less than 0.4, even after coating, it's already wrong. Something is wrong with it already. You shouldn't buy it. There are some, you hold it with your hand, you tear it like as if you are tearing a piece of paper. That is for profile aluminum roofing sheet.
The strength should not be less than 175 Newton per square meter.
Wow, Chief Mike, how are you? Fine. I'm going to Sun office for the certification of my wheat flour.
Oh no, things have changed. Sun has simplified all its activities. You could have even stayed back in Kano and process all your papers online. Whoa.
With the efforts of Sun, the products of SMEs can now compete globally. Sun has put in place necessary machineries in support of the growth of SMEs. At highly subsidized charges, SMEs can now get their certification, laboratory testing of their products, as well as purchase of standards. Meanwhile, Sun is carrying out massive seizure of substandard goods in the market and have gotten legal backing to prosecute offenders, all to protect consumers and SMEs. Sun, improving life through standards.
About a month ago, we brought to you a special report on the electrical fan. We told you everything you needed to know about this important product found in every home and offices. Our focus this week is on what the Standards Organization of Nigeria is doing to check the influx of substandard fans into the country, to tackling the menace and reduce the prevalence of these bad products in Nigeria.
Fan is an electrical device with rotating blades that create current of air for cooling or ventilation. It comprises electronic motor blades usually made from steel, solid wood, or aluminum coil and capacitor. This product comes in various types. They are the ceiling fan, standing fan, industrial, wall and rechargeable fans.
The coil has to be copper.
Investigations by Standard & U reveal that some unscrupulous importers are in the business of importing substandard fan into Nigeria. Today, there are over 100 brands of the product in the markets. These substandard fans are considered cheap by some consumers. A lot of consumers bear their minds on their experiences using some of these bad products.
Some will just be blowing. After about 2 weeks, it starts making noise. The Boris is gone.
My fan, my ceiling fan, I've changed the coil more than 3 times.
Even though when I on the fan, I feel heat when the fan is working.
For as low as 3,000 naira, one can get a standing fan. Some consumers with low purchasing power think that the product is affordable.
Common sense tells us that when you're looking for cheap article, you are not too far from fake.
But how cheap are the fans when you consider that you have to replace them within a very short period? This development has remained a source of worry to most Nigerians.
The most painful part is when you take it back to the people that you bought them from. They are not going to change it because they know that that's how the whole thing in their store looks like. There was a time we bought over 16 fans. It was only 4 that worked.
Only 4?
Only 4. The rest were just rotating, but it was not blowing.
The importers, they're only after money. They are not ready to develop the economy.
On physical examination, one can conclude that most of these bad products are substandard even without a quality check by the Standards Organization of Nigeria. Some of the fans in our markets are very light with substandard parts.
Instead, they will use one thing, do one, they will use and do like 3, so they will make money.
Although few companies couple fans in the country, a large number of the brands in the markets are imported from countries in Asia. Standard & You sought to know what the Electrical Dealers Association of Nigeria is doing to check the illegal activities by some of their members notorious for bringing substandard fans into Nigeria.
Some of our people refuse to tell us pure truth where these goods are coming from. We only see them coming in truck. And when you ask them, they will show you receipt.
This middle-aged electrician told Standard & You that he is overwhelmed with the large number of consumers who besiege his shop with all kinds of complaints about their fans, the bulk of which he explained have been found to be substandard.
I received to repair like 40 in a month.
However, Standard & You also found out that there are also standard electric fans in the market. These popular brands are expensive and obviously above the reach of the ordinary Nigerian. The prices of these quality brands are between 20 and 50,000 naira.
You are constantly at the mercy of these people. There is nothing you really buy now that you say, oh, I am comfortable.
That was a quick review of consumers' complaints on the proliferation of substandard electrical fans in the country. Virtually everyone, from the innocent consumer to the regulatory authority, have expressed deep concern over the prevalence of bad electrical fans in the country. The only category of people who ain't bothered about the ugly trend are the unscrupulous importers of the products, who are benefiting from the illegal activity. The Standards Organization of Nigeria is worried by these disturbing developments and is doubling efforts to rid our markets of substandard electric fans. The expansion of its quality infrastructure through the provision of relevant modern equipment in its electrical laboratory is part of measures by the agency to check the distribution of substandard fans in Nigeria, as explained by SON's head electrical lab, Engineer Cherry Achema.
Once we discover that we have tested a particular fan, there are procedures for removing them from the market. If from the lab we discover that the particular fan does not meet the requirement of the standard, we send them to the enforcement unit. And then the enforcement unit will now follow the procedure to evacuate them from the, either from the warehouse, from the market, and then from the stores. Then once that is done, we carry out a confirmatory test again to be sure that, okay, what we have in the market and what we have tested earlier on are the same. So once that is done and it's confirmed that they are all substandard, then the procedure to destroy them are carried out by the enforcement units. And then for the state offices, we ensure that all the operations that are required either at the headquarters are done at the state offices. The state offices go to the market to buy, and then when they buy, they bring them to the lab for us to test. It's like a market survey. They do the market survey, and then when there are complaints from the other consumers that a particular fan they bought from a particular place is not meeting their requirements, then the investigations are carried out at the state offices. Then the samples of the fans are brought to us. We carry out the test and then feed them back with whatever solutions that we have. If they don't meet the requirement of the standard, then of course the enforcement procedure will be followed.
Engineer Achema also spoke on what makes a product substandard and why it is important for a consumer to handle a fan carefully by taking time to read and digest manufacturer's manual.
The fan, you start it, you should be able to see the stability. If it's beginning to dance, then you better run away from that fan. If it's a standing fan like this and as it's working, it's dancing this way, then you know that the strength is not good and then the stability is bad. And then if you buy, as we often say, buy and collect your receipt, so that if you have problems with that, you come to us, all our state offices. We have offices in all the states. Then take the complaint to our offices that they will help you, to handle it.
Measures are also being intensified by the agency to check the distribution of substandard fans in our markets.
Some genuine importers of fan, and they have been collaborating with us very well. And we even get support. We don't solicit for sometimes from them to make sure we get this information and be able to track the importers of substandard fan, down and prosecute them.
Thousands of these bad products picked from various markets across the country have been destroyed by the Standards Organization of Nigeria. The exercise is a continuous one, which Engineer Enebi Onwucheyo disclosed is not limited to major markets across the country, but will cover other small retail outlets within the nooks and cranny of the states and the Federation.
Consumers, if you buy fan, especially because we are not everywhere, please do not hesitate to get across to SON. We have toll-free lines which are given on our website. Go there, get the number, call us. The phone is on 247. Give us an information and we'll act.
Wow, that was quite educating. You will agree with me. Now you know what to look out for when you purchase a fan. Please, when you see something, say something. Feedback is next. Over to you, Alimat.
You buy a product, realize it's bad, and sadly, you can't even trace the seller. You don't even know if a product meets up with quality and safety parameters, but you use it anyway. Or maybe that product you purchased has expired, but you didn't even know. If this is you, you need to change if you want to buy right or buy quality products. How? Well, I'll be sharing 5 standard tips on buying right. My name is Halimot Osifo. Welcome. Now to 5 standard tips on buying right. Avoid roadside sellers. Go to reputable stores where you can get genuine products. Check for ManCap logo on Made in Nigeria goods, SunCap on imported products to certify approval by Standards Organization of Nigeria. Read labeling information such as manufacturer's address, expiry date, instructions, warnings, and more for traceability and guidance. demand for and insist on collecting a receipt as proof of purchase before leaving the point of purchase. Complain to the seller when dissatisfied with product quality. If not attended to, seek redress with regulatory agencies like SON because it's your right. There you have it, 5 standard tips on buying right. And that's a wrap on this week's episode of your favorite public sensitization program, Standard and You. Do you have a question, complaint, or suggestion? You can send in your messages with your full name and location to the number 0705-972-4455. Follow us on any of our social media platform, and remember you can watch the program online at youtube.com/Standard and You. Don't just view, like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. As always, buy original, sell authentic, and use only the best. Thanks and have a great week.
Why you dey buy fake product? Make you dey careful, no go damage your life.